Hey everybody, sPidA here, coming soon podcast, of course, coming to you from San Antonio, Texas, being joined by Debi Durst. How are you doing today?
I'm doing swell. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm actually, the weather's not so good outside, but in here it's actually pretty nice, so.
Yeah, it's great. It's seeing everybody in their costumes. And
I've been seeing some good ones, and I'm actually impressed because I keep forgetting Halloween's coming up. But everybody's going full on.
It's a big weekend, big holiday weekend.
Yes, it is.
For
Everybody.
some people, it's bigger than Christmas.
Yeah. Oh, I would definitely think so. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Well, Christmas you have to dress up, but it's for your family, you know. But for Halloween, you dress up for yourself.
Exactly. You get to express yourself and go a little out, you know. But
yeah.
No, of course we are here in San Antonio. Is this the first time being here in San Antonio?
My very first time in San Antonio. So I'm going to have to come back.
Yes,
because
definitely.
I'm stuck in here for the weekend. But I would really like to see parts of San Antonio. I hear it's a great place.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good stuff. I'm looking up on the web and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, because that's what you do.
Oh, yeah, of course.
You sit around, you go, oh,
you know,
and
I do.
And there's a lot of stuff to look at, a lot of cool things. So I want to grab the husband and come back and
be
a tourist.
Yeah, you see, because you are here 3 days, but of course you're working, so you're not out there exploring.
Yeah, it just kind of, ooh, San Antonio, cool. There's all kinds of stuff there. I won't get to see anything.
What you do, you're like costumes, you know, I sell costumes.
Yeah, so it's fun, but I'm definitely like looking at things and doing some research.
You see, I mean, just going downtown alone, you'll be able to find a lot. I mean, of course, the Alamos out there, but the Riverwalk's something nice to go out there and look.
The Riverwalk is really cool, and I have a friend back home. I live in San Francisco.
Yes.
And she was here, and she goes, ooh, the bats. You gotta see bats
yes.
at night.
Where
I am is like, you know, I'm stuck in a hotel. It's a very nice place.
How's the view from the hotel? You at least get a nice view, or?
It's a view of other buildings.
Oh, okay.
It's not really. It's close to the airport, which is good.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because we gotta, jet in, jet out, and all that kind of stuff. So you don't want to miss your plane. And stuff. So it's just cool to be close to the airport. But there, as in lots of hotels that are close to airports. Not a lot to see. So definitely, I would love to come back and just have time to look at everything.
I mean, like I said, I mean, there's the missions. There's a lot of.
There's a lot of history here.
It's grown. I mean, here I grew up here. You know, I've been here 40 plus years, of course. You know, but for me, the city's growing. There's places that I had no idea existed because by the time I get out there, I'm like, man, like I never knew this was back here. You know, but a lot of people moved down here, so of course, it's a great city.
Yeah. And just looking at all the people coming by, it's like, this looks like a great place.
Oh yes, definitely. Now, of course, I mean, they brought you down here for the Burton Ball.
Right, the Burton Ball. Yeah.
And tell us
all things Tim Burton.
Yes, and we're seeing it. You know, everybody's dressed up like you mentioned earlier. Now, of course, the 30th anniversary. I mean, that's big. So, does it feel like 30 years?
No, it doesn't. And somebody said, it's the 30-year anniversary. I went, what?
You're like, wait a minute, what time is it?
You're like, where have I been?
No, you see.
It's, when we did it, we had no idea it was going to be that big.
You see, now, how was it how did you go about getting the part when it came to the voice?
I was doing voice work, in San Francisco, mostly commercials, stuff like that. And then I just went, they're going to be casting for a movie. And we didn't know, and nobody really heard of Tim Burton yet, kind of. It was before the big.
Oh, yeah.
So I was like, all right. And I thought it was going to be a cartoon, And they said, it's going to be an animated thing. And I went, oh, okay, cool. So I went in, my agent called, I went in, I auditioned, I did some little voices for them, and they went, oh, okay, cool. And then I got a call back. That means a second audition. They want to see you again. So I went in, and I think, you did these voices. Could you do those for us again? And I went, what did I do?
You're not going to hear that?
Yeah, I was like, I can't remember, what did I do? So I did some voices for them, and then I didn't hear for the longest time. But all that time, they were building all the sets, puppets. And then they called and they said, we want you to do 3 voices. And I went, cool, I'll do that.
Sweet. Now, of course, I mean, it was a job. I mean, back then, of course, this is why you do it. But I mean, you had no idea it was going to blow up as much as it did. So, I mean, when was it that it hit you that you were like, man, people dig this movie?
Well, the movie was finished. It took over 2 years because it was stop action animation.
Oh, yeah.
And then they had the big premiere in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And it was like, so later is that people are still talking about the movie.
Yeah.
Okay, it could have legs.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can't believe it's been 30 years and it's still very popular.
No, for
like
sure.
2-3 generations of people come by and go, I watched it, my kids watched it.
My grandkids watch it, yes, definitely.
So it's kind of fun to be kind of it's my legacy.
No, yeah. You see, and for me, honestly, every time I watch one of these shows, as far as the ones that you guys were involved in, it always kind of reminds me like, okay, Christmas is coming up, you know. So kind of like it's like the first step going into it, and it's just
step of the holiday.
Yes. But like we mentioned earlier, I mean, of course, for me, it surpasses it. You know, Christmas is Christmas. I get it, you know, but for me, it's just like it keeps going. I mean, once November starts, it's just like, you know what, it goes all year, and it's just a great time
for the rest of the year, and then and then we're stuck going, it's January.
Yeah.
Get the taxes ready.
Yeah. I forget about those, but yeah, we can't because we got to pay them, you know.
Yeah. Well, if I could just. If they tell me how much I owe, and I'll go, okay, I'm going to go out and take this money that I owe you, and I'm going to pay I'll pay somebody's electricity bill, or I'll buy them food, or I'll give the kids something,
Yeah. No, yeah.
But it doesn't work like that. Now, if I were in charge.
No, yeah, you see. And when it comes to family, I mean, when they heard that you were doing this voice, I mean, do you get family that are still kind of like shocked about you doing that?
Yeah. I have cousins and nieces and nephews, and they're all like, oh my God. And I have family that we had no idea you were in it. It's like, yeah, you got to wait for all of the credits to go by, and then my name's at the very end. Yeah.
Now, of course, doing voice acting. I mean, what was it that first got you interested in doing that?
I was always interested in acting, theater, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when I went to college, I majored in theater.
Oh, nice.
So I just and it was easy to get into voice acting when I first got into it.
Right.
So I go, I'll do that because when I went to San Francisco State and got a degree in theater. And when I graduated, a lot of people from San Francisco, we're going to go to New York and be on Broadway. And I went, no, I'll be in New York. It's all the way across the country. My family is here.
Yeah.
My support system is here.
Yeah.
I'll be all alone in New York. I'll get eaten alive.
Yeah.
So I stayed in San Francisco, and I started doing improv.
Oh, nice.
I joined a couple of improv groups because I'm really good at improv. So I started doing that, and then there were people in the improv group that went, we're doing voice work. Why don't you get a tape?
Yeah.
So I took a voice class, and the end of the class, you paid the money, you took the class, but at the end of the class, you came out with a tape.
Right.
So I had the tape, and then I went around. There were maybe 3 or 4 different agents in San Francisco at the time. So I just went around and said, here's my headshot, here's my tape. And one of the agencies took me, and that's kind of how I got this.
That's cool.
Yeah. It takes a lot of time, a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you'll go out for like, maybe out of 100 auditions, you'll get 1 gig.
Yeah.
But you just keep at it.
No, yeah. You see, and a lot of the guests that they keep bringing to these conventions, I mean, I always ask them, and they say, you know what, at that time it's a job. We audition for like hundreds, and we just hope that we land some.
Yeah.
Some, turn out to what they are, which are like, as far as the generation, keeps up.
I had no idea. It's like out of all those hundreds of auditions I didn't get, and this is the one that I did get.
And boom.
There
you are.
It's like a good thing.
Now, let me ask you, of course, you got to play the witch in the cartoon, as far as the voice. When they first told you that, I mean, what were your thoughts on that?
Well, I knew that there were all kinds of wacky things. I did the 3 voices.
Yes.
And they said, because I did this little kid voice, and they said, we want you to do the corpse child.
Yeah.
And then you might as well do the corpse mom, because she's with the kid a lot.
Yeah.
She doesn't have a lot. And then the little witch. And I went, cool.
Done.
I'm part of a movie.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun. And I never got to meet Tim Burton.
Oh,
we usually
man.
met, we worked with Danny Elfman.
Right.
And that was interesting. That was a lot of fun. Because he was just this whirling dervish of a guy. He always wore black turtleneck, black sweatpants, white socks, and his bright red, orange hair. And he would run around and, okay, I want you to sing it like this, you to sing it like this.
And that was it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Now, of course, I mean, after that movie, I mean, what was it that kept you going? I mean, were you still like doing auditions for like?
Well, I was still doing auditions, but I was doing improv.
Yeah.
And then I was with my husband is a stand-up comedian. He does political comedy. Will Durst.
Interesting.
Yeah, very famous. He's been all over. He's been in movies. He's done his own show off Broadway and stuff. So he was doing shows, and then I was working with a guy. We were calling ourselves Deb and Mike.
Yeah.
We did improv, and he would book us. We would open for him.
Nice.
And we traveled all over. So I was doing a lot of comedy, improv comedy, in lots of clubs. So for like 15 years or so, we just traveled the world basically, and did comedy.
Yeah, well,
and not so much voice work because I was just really into having the travel experience and doing the comedy and kind of working with my husband.
Right.
So we got to travel and see all these places together, and that was a lot of fun. That was kind of awesome.
No. Well, I know there's people that are going to be waiting in line. As far as you guys are going to be here tomorrow, so of course I'll have this video up. Sure. What can people expect when they show up tomorrow?
Me.
There you go.
Yeah. Lots of fun, lots of laughs. I'm just so thankful that everybody loves the film.
Oh,
and
yeah.
It's had the life that it had, and it's going to keep going.
No, definitely. Yeah, it's going to surpass it. You know, I mean, I've got grandkids now that are watching it, like you said, and it's amazing because I always tell people my kids have my sense of humor because of the movies that I watch, and I kept them in those movies. So it's like when they say something funny, I get it. A lot of people don't, but it's they have my sense of humor.
Like your own inside joke.
Exactly. So it definitely fits. Well, I do thank you for jumping on this. I wish you the best. I'll definitely be here tomorrow, so we'll be hanging out.
Happy Halloween.
There you go. That's exactly. Everybody out there, of course, sPidA, the Coming Soon podcast. Till next time, follow up.